Hey guys, so in this video I'm going to be breaking down the Baltimore Ravens offensive playbook, and I have to say before this video I had never even looked at the book before, and now that I've looked at it I think it could be one of the most underrated books in the game. The single back is crazy in my opinion. I think they have really good single back, and they have a few really good shotgun formations. It's formations that are found in a lot of different playbooks, but they have unique plays in those formations that I haven't really seen in other playbooks yet. So I'm just going to jump right into it because there's a lot to cover. So single back jumbo. I'm not the biggest fan of the formation itself, but I do think there are some good plays in this formation in this playbook. Quick slant is a nice short yardage play. You've got the slant on the left with the stick combination on the right. The HB stretch is a good run play. You also have PA power row with the shallow cross by the tight end, the deep post by the left receiver. Just be careful about throwing that post. This year, defenders tend to jump routes a lot better than they have in years past, so just be careful about throwing that. I'm not a big fan of the halfback toss. It kind of gets blown up in the backfield a lot. I like the HB misdirection. It's pretty much the same case for single back ace. I think that's a really good run, the single back ace misdirection. So this one you pretty much just have an extra blocker on the right side. You can run it to the right or to the left, it doesn't matter. I think it's a pretty solid run you can mix in every now and then. And you've got the HB plunge, which I think that's kind of the complement to the halfback stretch. You have the stretch to the outside and the plunge to the middle. So I think I wouldn't run this formation like all game, but maybe as like a late game clock killer formation, this could have some validity to it. Their single back ace is also really good. I really like that Y play, PA ball, Y corner. You've got the, I'm not going to run it, but you've got the streak in the corner on the right side with the shallow cross coming from the left. So you just pretty much read if it's man, you look for the corner of the crossing route. If it's zone, you want to try to hit the crossing route when it's crossing over the field, or check down to the running back. Or what I would do, I would put a big receiver to the right running the fade, so that against zone you have that one-on-one user catch option. If you're using the Ravens like I am in the practice mode, I would put Marlon Brown out there. He's 6'5". I think he's got the second best catch in traffic next to Steve Smith, but Steve Smith's super short, so I wouldn't put him out there. Other plays, the HB misdirection, just like I talked about in a single back jumbo. I think that's a very good run play. You've got the PA rollout, which I think could be a pretty cool passing play. You've got the crossing route by the tight end with the deep post by the left receiver and the fade by the right receiver. 0-1 trap, obviously a super good run play. Super tough to stop in short yard situations. I'll pretty much always run that if it's 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, whatever. If my opponent can stop it, good on him. He deserves to get the ball back. So that's it for this formation. I think it's a really solid formation if you like single back ace. They also have the single back ace close, which is really nice. I think you could actually stay in this formation all game if you wanted to. I really like that zone weak run play. You can run it. The great thing about this formation as well is that it's symmetrical, so you can flip the play. They won't know which side you're running the ball to. The zone weak is a very good run play. You can run to the left or to the right. It's like an inside zone. It really complements the HB stretch right here to the outside. So you have the outside run either way with the HB stretch and the inside run either way with the zone weak. I also really like that Y play. PA crosses, crossing routes are so good this year. I'll go ahead and show you guys. Pretty much against man, you can hit either of the crossing routes. Against zone, you can look for a crossing route in an open window, or you can check it down to your tight end or running back on the lay flat route. So right here, man to man, and as you can see, Torrey Smith absolutely torches his man. Easy 30 yards right there. Your opponent literally cannot run man-to-man against this formation if you're running it correctly. If they do, they'll pretty much just get torched down the field the entire time. So that it forces them to have to play zone. And then when they play zone, that's when you can kind of look to open it up, run some other things, establish the running game, make them have to bring defenders into the box, stuff like that. Other plays out of this formation that I really like, stick is a good short yardage play, and bench is a very good play to complement actually the PA crosses. Bench attacks the outside, the sidelines of the field, whereas PA crosses attacks more of the middle. So you can hit them with PA crosses and make them respect the middle of the field. When they start respecting the middle, you start hitting them to the outside with bench and make them have to pick which one they want to guard. Ace pair, there are a few plays out of this formation that I actually like. I usually don't like ace pair as a formation, but I actually like that PA power O play. I would cancel the auto motion by that one tight end. I'd probably just hot route him to a flat route to get a nice flood concept on the right with the streak, the corner and the flat, and then you have the crossing route over the middle of the field. I like spacing in Z-spot as short yardage plays. I like this little series right here, close zone strong, I think is a nice short yardage run. Close PA cross is good, the crossing route over the middle of the field. I'd put the left guy who looks like he's running a corner post or like a clown route, I'd put him on a fade. I'd try to put my biggest receiver out there and put him on a fade just as that one-on-one option. PA tight end flood I think is a pretty good play with the deep cross by the left receiver. And also this wide receiver screen is a very unique wide receiver screen that you don't see in a lot of ace pair formations, and is a reason why I think this ace pair is pretty good. You've got two blockers, Pitta and the right tackle are going to pull out and block, but Daniels is on a wheel route, and so he basically becomes a blocker because of his route. Whenever you throw the ball, he'll be right in front of Steve Smith out there, and he'll pretty much just turn into a blocker. So I actually really like this screen. Obviously, I would put Torrey Smith on that side if I were running it. He's a lot faster than Steve Smith, but I think it's very good. Not a lot of people really expect the screen out of this formation. Right there, it kind of got blown up, but it's something that I don't think your opponent will really respect, or not respect, but expect. So right there, I ran it against press coverage. I wouldn't recommend running it against press coverage. I try to run it right here against off coverage, pick up some blocks, get downfield, try to make a play. Very good mix-up option right there that not a lot of people will be expecting. Next formation, we've got the bunch base, which just want to let you guys know I would recommend running the twin tight end package, especially if you're using the Ravens with Pitta and Owen Daniels. Get them both in the game. Otherwise, you have your fullback at that like inside slot position, and I would rather a better receiving option be out there. So I put the twin tight end package and try to get a better receiver out there. And in this case, Owen Daniels is one of the better tight end 2 options in the NFL. So really good formation for the Ravens. Good plays I like the PA end around. I've talked about that a lot. Just streak the auto motion receiver, and you've got a nice flood on the right with the deep cross coming from the left. The HB slash would be my run of choice out of this formation. It's a quick hitter, and you can run it to the right or to the left, and your opponent, it just kind of gives your opponent something else to think about. Seattle's a very good zone beating play. A lot of the times the middle receiver, or I'll run it for you guys. A lot of times the Owen Daniels' route will get open against zone. If they don't guard the flat, you can hit Steve Smith quick. And against man, a lot of times Pitta's route will be open, the deep cross over the middle. So I'll try to run it here. Right there, they didn't guard the flat. You hit Steve Smith, try to get upfield. It's pretty much first read. You always want to look for the Steve Smith wheel, see if they're in the flat. If nobody's in the flat, just quick throw it. If they are in the flat, look for Daniels' route. Be careful about blindly throwing Daniels' route, because sometimes you'll think it's open, but somebody will jump it, and if they jump it, it's a pick six pretty much. And then your next read's going to be Pitta on the deep cross. Right there, it looks like he almost jumped it. They didn't have anybody in the flat immediately, so I was able to complete that for about 5 yards. Just be careful, because if you make a bad read on that play, there's pretty much nobody behind the play to make a tackle, so it could be a pick six. Other plays I like, flanker drive is pretty much wide trail. It's a good play. You've got a draw, which can be good if your opponent's running a lot of coverage defense, and you've got the HB slip screen, which is another unique thing about this formation. Not a lot of bunch-based formations that I've seen so far, or single-back bunch formations, rather. Either way, a lot of them don't have a HB slip screen, so it's a unique play that not a lot of playbooks have, and not a lot of people will be expecting a slip screen out of single back bunch. Next formation, their doubles. I actually like their doubles a good bit. You've got the HB stretch, which I think is a good run play, as well as the HB dive. So you've got your run outside, run inside. So if they're clogging the middle, go ahead, run the stretch, establish the stretch. If you establish the stretch and they start spreading their line or something, you can hit them up the middle with a dive, pop them for 5-6 yards, and make them not be able to spread their line. Off the stretch, you have PA corner post, which I really like. show you guys. You've got the double crossing routes over the middle of the field, and what I would do, I would put the X receiver, Marlon Brown, on a fade. So you have double fades, and you've got double crossing routes, and you've got to check down to the running back. So if it's man-to-man, I'm looking to hit one of the crossing routes over the middle. If it's zone, I'm also looking for one of the crossing routes. See if I can find them in a pocket of the zone where they can get open. If I can't, or if I'm under heavy pressure, I'm going to try to hit Marlon Brown with the one-on-one if he's on one-on-one. And then if nothing's open, you look for the check down to the running back 4 set out the backfield in the flat. If that's not open, you just have to kind of playmaker, make a play, throw the ball away, do something. So I'll run it for you guys right here. And I got hit as I threw. But both of the crossing routes were wide open. They were running some type of man blitz right there. Try to run it for you guys again. Overthrew it. I kind of panicked right there. I thought they were bringing a heavy blitz again. Let's see. Joe Flacco with terrible throw, and Marlon Brown somehow caught it. That was actually intended for Dennis Pitta. Well, they ran engage 8 right there. Okay. But you guys get the idea. Double crossing routes really, really good. Beats man-to-man a lot of the time. And just very good options. Beats man, beats zone. You've got user catch option. You've got to check down. Just a really good play, in my opinion. Other plays, PA tight end screen can catch your opponent off guard. It's pretty good because in my experience, like, a lot of people won't expect it, and the tight end, like, usually no one's there, so he'll just have 2 free blockers. And something you can do, you can drag the slot receiver and have like a makeshift screen to the right. I'll see if I can set that up for you guys. Do something like this, like drag the slot receiver and put Pitta on a flat route, and I motion him like 1 step and try to throw it to him, and you've got some blockers up the sideline. It's just another variation of it. Or you could just run it stock and try to get the screen to the tight end out there. Right there, the blocker blocked the corner instead of the safety, so I got hit in the backfield. But either way you want to run it, you can mess with it, see which way you like. It's a good mix-up play out of that formation. Other plays I like. Owen Trap is obviously very good. I've talked about PA Boots, very good. Got the double crossing routes from the left side. Wide receiver screen, that's another reason I really like their doubles formation. Not a lot of single back doubles have wide receiver screen, so that's a very good mix-up play that you can run along with the PA tight end screen. I'd probably run the wide receiver screen over that one because I think that one's better. It gets the ball into the hands of, I would put Torrey Smith over there if you're using the Ravens. Put your fastest receiver over there, gets him the ball, try to get him in space, see if you can make a play. The zone weak is another very good run play in my opinion. You can use that as an alternative to the dive. If you don't like the dive, you can use the zone weak along with the stretch as the outside run to hit him to inside outside. So I think that's about it for this formation. Very good formation. Like, this is another formation you could sit in all game in my opinion. Their wide trips are pretty good. Actually, the wide trips are very good. The only thing they're missing in the wide trips is the wide receiver screen. If they had the wide receiver screen, I think it would be fantastic, but I think it's already very good. You've got PA slot cross, which is a very good pass play. You've got the cross by the slot receiver, deep post by the left receiver, the dig coming over the middle as last read, and you've got the running back out in the flat. You got the weak dive, which is more of an inside zone, not really a dive, which I really like that run play. The Raven Y trail, you've got the trail route by the tight end, which is obviously very good, and that angled post route by the slot receiver, which pretty much torches man-to-man, and you can throw it underneath the deep zone in like a cover 3, or against cover 2, it'll split the safeties, so he'll be open if the middle linebacker doesn't drop too deep. Sometimes in cover 2, the middle linebacker will drop super deep and cover the post, so in that case you have to hit the trail route. Wide receiver post, another very good play. The single back in this playbook is just so loaded. Like, just even looking at it again, it's amazing. Wide receiver post, you've got the crossing route by the slot receiver, the deep post by the right receiver, the drag by the tight end, and the corner route by the left receiver. You could just run that stock and pretty much zone. You've got reads for days. You've got a 3-level read over the middle of the field with the drag, cross, post. And then man-to-man, the drag, the cross, and the corner route should all beat man-to-man. So that play could be a headache to defend if mixed in with some of the other really good plays from this formation. Double China, I think, is a very good short yardage play with the double in routes. And I think drive drags could be another interesting play with the double crossing routes and the square in behind it. So just a very good formation. And then trio. Trio is a very rare formation. Like single back trio, I haven't seen in any other playbook so far that I've run. So I actually really like the uniqueness of this formation. The running game is pretty good. You've got the off tackle as kind of an outside run, and then you've got the dive as the inside run, so I really like that. And then it's got some very good passing plays. PA boot is very good, is so good. Like, oh god, this play is really good in my opinion. You've got the double crossing routes by the inside slot and the slot, and then you've got the post route from the left receiver. You can either leave him on his post or you can fade him. It doesn't really matter. I would fade him if I have Marlon Brown out there. If you've got your user catch option out there, you can fade him if you think you'll get a one-on-one. If not, you can leave him on the post route. But yeah, you just read the defense. Just find the open pocket. You've got a 3-level read with the shallow cross, the deep cross, and the post. Just be patient. You've got to check down to the flat if you need it. Really good play in my opinion if you can work it off of the run game and just mix it up, keep your opponent off guard. This play will be a headache to stop in itself, so if you have like a complete scheme out of this formation, this play is a very good base play in my opinion. Unfortunately, it's not the play action audible if you're not running a custom, so you'll probably want to come out in it if you aren't running a custom. If you are running a custom, you can go ahead and put this in your audibles. I think it's one of the best pass plays in this playbook. Other plays that you can mix up out of this formation, the wide receiver screen is pretty good in my opinion if they're playing off coverage and you think you'll get blocking out there. The verticals is pretty good in my opinion as a mix-up. If you're hitting them with the PA boot, you can hit them with the verticals. They might not expect the deep cross from the inside slot receiver. Also, inside smash is a very good short yardage play to keep them honest. What I would do, I would put the wide receiver on an in route and pretty much look to see if anybody's in the flat. If nobody's in the flat, you want to hit Brown. Otherwise, you're probably going to end up hitting Steve Smith on his in route. A lot of the time, Torrey Smith's corner route will clear out for Steve Smith, and Smith will be left wide open. As a last read, you want to look at Pitta over the middle of the field or Forsett coming out the backfield. So right there, no one was in the flat. Just go ahead and hit Marlon Brown 7 yards. This isn't really a home run play. It's more of a short yardage, very consistent play that you can mix up and that they'll have to kind of respect in a way. Right there, I was trying to hit the corner route because I saw they were on a man blitz, but I wasn't able to get the ball out in time. Right here, go ahead, hit Steve Smith over the middle, 8 yards. Just very consistent, very tough to stop because it's a very quick hitting play if you make your reads very quick, so your opponent won't really be able to react. So I think this is a very good formation. Just the under center in this playbook is so good. I never knew it before. It makes me actually want to start running it a little bit. Other formations, since I raved about the under center so much, I-Form Pro is pretty good. You've got the outside zone, the PA comeback slide, with the deep cross and the shallow cross. I would put Marlon Brown on the left, or your biggest spec catch receiver on the left, put him out on a fade, and try to user catch that if it's one-on-one. So you've got the shallow cross, the deep cross, and the user catch option, and the check down to the fullback in the flat. HB Blast as the complement to the outside zone to the left side, or the ISO if you want to just run up the middle. Angle's a good pass play with the angle route out the backfield to the running back just as a mix-up. Or you can save it for late game where you need a few yards, and if you haven't run this yet, they might not be expecting the angle route out the backfield. You've got a lead draw, slip screen. PA end around I think is a good pass play. I would streak the right receiver, cancel his auto motion, so you've got the flat corner streak combo on the right, creates a nice flood, and then you've got the deep cross coming across on the left. The Twins flex is pretty good. I think it would be better if it had the stretch. It doesn't have the stretch, so you have to use the power O. I would rather the power O over the toss. That's just me. I think the toss gets blown up too much to be relied on consistently. But it also has HP misdirection, fullback dive, slip screen, PA cross in, which I think is a nice pass play. You've got the dive, you've got the blast is another pretty respectable run play. So I mean, it's a decent formation, but it could be better. The tight, I wouldn't really run too much, but it does have some nice plays. Strong stretch is pretty good. PA boot slide is pretty good. The thing about like PA boot slide does the same play as was in iPro, but in this case you just have a blocking tight end on the left, whereas if you run it out of iPro, you have a user catch option on the left. So that just kind of makes it better, in my opinion, to run it out of iPro if you're going to run it. Mesh, Z-spot, kind of once a game kind of plays, just as short yardage, or you can just run it just to keep your opponent off guard, not know what to expect. They have strong pro, which I like their strong pro. You've got the power row, the PA power row, with the crossing route and the flood on the right. Anything with a crossing route coming across the middle and a flood on the other side, I think is really good this year. Gives you a lot of reads and makes your opponent have to cover a lot of different things. Z-spot spacing, good short yardage plays, HB stretch, PA slide. PA slide very similar to the PA boot in the iPro. Just streak or fade the comeback route and have a big guy out there for a user catch option. You've got the counter weak to complement the stretch and the blast. F angle for the angle route out the backfield to the fullback. You got a slip screen. PA draw pass is also an interesting play. The tight end crossing route kind of looks deeper than it really is in the play art, so it's more of like a dragish kind of route rather than a deep cross. So it's kind of a letdown, but it's still, I think, a decent play. They also have strong close, which is a good formation. HB dive, you've got the three-headed rushing attack, HB dive, quick toss, counter weak, and then you also have some good pass plays out of this formation. PA deep cross, PA scissors, you've got Y trail, the so trusted Y trail, just pretty much standard strong close stuff. Nothing special, but it's effective. The weak, I wouldn't really run weak pro. I looked through this, didn't really see anything that I overly liked. Actually, that fullback dive is interesting because it's like a strong close, but it's weak close. So what you can do is motion this receiver and get like an extra blocker up in the middle, and just kind of try to get upfield. Right there, you got 5 yards. So this is actually an interesting option on like third and short, fourth and short. I'd probably just rather run the 0-1 trap, but if your opponent has shown that he can stop the 0-1 trap, maybe this is something you hit him with to mix it up. He probably won't be expecting it because I don't really see anybody run anything like that. Wink twins, I like the HB lead play. What I like to do, this could be a good like first play of the game kind of play. You kind of use a little baby motion your fullback left to right, and when he gets like right behind the quarterback, you want to snap it for him to try to get upfield and get a block right there. They kind of blew it up, but you get the idea. Just try to get him, because if you don't motion him, he doesn't really get over quick enough. And just kind of tests the waters of your opponent's defense. See if he's trying to blitz, if he's got any good run D. Just kind of a good opening play. Just pop it 5 yards, getting a second and manageable, safe, very safe option. Don't really like much outside of this formation. The PA boot slide is kind of an interesting pass play with the deep cross by that left receiver and the corner by the tight end. So you could check into that. HB blast would be my run if I were running the ball out of this formation like consistently. Otherwise, the HB lead is a good standard like once a game kind of play. Their pistol I don't really care for. They only have Y trips, and they don't have like strong power or counter or anything. They have the slam, zone, stretch, and draw. So the run plays leave a lot to be desired for. The pass plays are pretty much standard Y trail or standard Y trips kind of plays. They actually don't even have Y trail. I said Y trail. 4 verts, like curl flats. The screen isn't that good in my opinion because the tackle's not pulling out the block. Smash, stuff like that. The PA comebacks play is actually an interesting play. You've got the deep cross by the slot receiver. Excuse me. And the delay like fade kind of route by the tight end, delay seam route by the tight end, and I think that could be a very good play as like a 3rd and 5-ish kind of play. That your opponent won't be expecting if you haven't run it before. A lot of times they'll follow the crossing route or something, and you'll be able to hit that delay seam route because they won't be expecting it. So like right there, after he releases, you got 5 yards. It's a very good play, just to like once or twice a game, because once you run it, like your opponent's going to be expecting it, so they'll be sitting on that route. But it's very good. Nobody will really be expecting it. I wouldn't be expecting it. I know that. It gets open against zone a lot of times because the zone will carry with the crossing route, and he'll just fill the void. Very, very good once a game, crucial situation kind of play, like 3rd and short, 4th and short. I think that's a play that you can rely on. Their shotgun, they've got standard split close stuff, HB power O, fullback trail, wide receiver corner, slip screen, HB wheel, stuff like that. I mean, standard split close stuff. It's a pretty good formation. Not a formation I run a lot, so I won't really talk about it much, but I think it can be a very, very tough formation to stop. And it's proven to be one of the better formations in Madden over the past few years. So if you want to look into it deeper, you can go ahead and do that. Fullback trail, power O, stuff like that. HB wheel, those are good plays to start off with. They also have tight doubles on, which this reminds me of my Atlanta video talking about how Atlanta kind of went down in popularity because of the rise of the amount of playbooks with tight doubles on and the amount of playbooks with wide receiver cross, which as you see right there, the Y play, it's called mesh cross, but it's the same exact play. There's a lot of different variations of what they call it in different playbooks, like in the Falcons playbook, it's called Falcon cross, but in here it's called mesh cross. It's also called wide receiver cross. But it's the same play. You got the double crossing routes, the wheel on the left, the deep cross, the double wheels, the double crossing routes, and the deep cross. It's a very, very tough play to stop. Definitely would be my base play out of this formation. One of the best plays in the game. Like every year, it's one of the best plays just because of the intangibles of it. Just because the double crossing routes are always super hard to stop. Wheel routes attack multiple areas of the field. They attack the flats as well as the deep sideline. And then you've got the crossing route, or the deep cross over the middle of the field. Other plays that can complement that, you've got double stick as a nice short yardage play. Z-spot could be another good short yardage play. I'd run the HB off tackle over the HB draw. I think HB draws are bad this year. You've got bench that attacks the outside of the field, whereas wide receiver or mesh cross more attacks the inside. Bench attacks the outside, so that could be a very good complement. PA deep curls can be an interesting mix-up. If your opponent's not guarding the flats, you've got the double flat combo. If he's bringing a lot of pressure, you can also run that as double block and release routes, so you get some extra blocking. But a very good formation just because of mesh cross. Like, the play is one of the best plays in the game, so it instantly makes whatever formation one of the best plays in the game is in, that becomes one of the best formations in the game. And a lot of playbooks actually now have tight doubles on, so you'll be seeing that play a lot. Their doubles is pretty good. You've got outs Texas with the delay ankle route, which is nice. Let's see what else. You got the slip screen. I really like this PA comebacks play actually. What I would do, I would drag Pitta, and pretty much my 2 reads on this play would be Pitta and the deep cross by Brown. I would actually move Brown outside, either left or right, probably to the left, and put probably Torrey Smith in Brown spot. Just swap Marlon Brown and Torrey Smith, and I would fade Marlon Brown, or in this case Torrey Smith. I would use him as like a user catch one-on-one option, but my main reads would be the drag and the deep cross, and that deep cross route is so good. It beats man-to-man, and it beats zone almost every time unless they user it, because it gets behind the hook zones, the yellow zones, but it's in front of the deep blue zones. So I'll go ahead and run it for you guys here. And that was a terrible throw by Joe Flacco. He overthrew it so far. But as you could see, like, if it was a good throw, that would have been money. Like, every time. That was against cover 2, so naturally, he's going to get open and split the safeties against cover 2. Right here, they're in zones, or in goal line, so I'm just going to run the ball and get down so I can show you guys against a real defense. They're in goal line again. I'm just going to run it. Right here, it's against man. And as you see, if you throw it right when he cuts against man, and click on get inside positioning, although he was guarded by a linebacker right there. But it still works the same even if it's a corner. I'll go ahead and run it for you guys again here. Another terrible throw by Joe Flacco. I want to get a good throw for you guys here. Because this route, as you can see that the route's open. It's just if Joe Flacco can make a good enough throw. Overthrew it again. Okay. Joe Flacco is rapidly descending down my Madden quarterback tier list right now. And, okay, Marlon Brown kind of warped to it, but he dropped it. As you can see, you're in a position to make a play pretty much every time you throw that route. Very, very good route. That's a very good play. I think you can run it once, like a once a game kind of clutch, crucial play, like 3rd and long, 4th and long, something like that. Something that your opponent hasn't seen, won't really be expecting, and pretty much something that they'll have to use. You can use motion before the play to kind of throw them off and make them look someplace else, but that's where you really want to go with that play. The wide trips, HP weak, pretty standard stuff, except for until you get the end of formation, they have the wide receiver screen. It's the good wide receiver screen because the right tackle pulls and blocks for the receiver. So I really like that screen, think it's a very good screen. And then you also have the buck sweep. And the buck sweep is something that you don't see in a lot of playbooks. That's why I said at the beginning of the video, they have a lot of standard formations, like almost every playbook has gun Y trips, but not every playbook has gun Y trips buck sweep. They've got a lot of formations that are in a lot of different playbooks, but then they have plays within those formations that you don't really see a lot. And buck sweep is a very good run play. Right there, it kind of got blown up, and I still got 5 yards. It's something that I actually was really popular like a few years ago, but I haven't really seen much this year. So I don't know if it fell out of flavor due to pistol being so strong this year or what, but I still think that is a very good run play. Right there, just break a tackle, take it to the house. I probably wouldn't have even had to break a tackle right there if I'd have run it correctly. Right there, they're in goal line, so it's naturally going to get blown up. Don't pass the ball, or don't run the ball against goal line people. But a very, very good run play out of this formation, and that buck sweep and the wide receiver screen pretty much validate that formation as being pretty good in my opinion. Other plays you can mix up with it. You got the wide trail, you got the slip screen. Mesh and Y shallow cross are good mix-up plays, like once a game kind of plays, just to get a few yards, keep your opponent off balance, stuff like that. Stick and nod, another pretty good play. You've got the inverse zig route by the slot receiver, where he runs over the middle of the field rather than outside. Their trips tight end is very, very good. That play, the X play cross deep in, is another one of those unique plays that you don't see in a lot of trips tight end formations. You've got the double crossing routes. You've got the shallower cross by Steve Smith and then the deeper cross by Marlon Brown. I would actually put Marlon Brown on the outside and put Steve Smith where he's at. And I would fade the outside receiver as the user catch option. And pretty much just read, you've got the drag by the tight end, and then the double crossing routes, and then you've got to check down to the running back in the right flat if nothing's open. So you pretty much just kind of go through your reads right there, dump it down the pit and get 4 yards. Just a very difficult play to defend because you've got a lot of different windows where you can throw the ball. That's why crossing routes are so good, I think, because you can throw it at any time. You can throw it quick. You can throw it when they're over the middle of the field. You can wait until they completely cross the field and throw it on the opposite sideline. And this play's got 3 crossing routes in it with the drag, the intermediate cross, and the deep cross. So really, really tough to defend in my opinion. Right there, you just squeeze it in, make a read, just throw it whenever you see him. He's going to break open. Very, very tough play to defend, and that's actually one of the main plays that made me actually want to start running this playbook some. I think that play is very, very good. I think trips tight end's a very good formation, and adding that play to it is very, very good in my opinion. Other good plays, PA slot corner is a nice play. You've got the counter and the inside zone. That's another thing I love about this formation in this playbook, is that the running game is so good with the inside zone and the counter. You've got the slip screen to the right. You've got the curl flat play, which is really, really good in my opinion. With the delay angle route, you've got the corner, the post. You can really do whatever you want with the 2 left receivers. And then you've got this little series where the tight end kind of steps out a little bit and becomes like a slot, or not a slot receiver, but he kind of becomes a close flexed wide receiver on the right side. I really like the X play flex verts. for a few reasons. You've got the double crossing routes, just like in cross deep end, like the play I showed you before, and actually the outside receiver's already on on the fade, so you don't even have to hot route him. But this time you've got the running back, instead of being on like a delayed flat route, he's on a delayed angle route out the backfield, or more like a delayed trail route. So this is another great mix-up. Your opponent's going to see the flex tight end and not really know what to expect. And it's just a very good play right there. Crossing route over the middle of the field, Torrey Smith against man-to-man. Both crossing routes will beat man-to-man pretty much every time. You got double crossing routes will beat man, the drag will beat man, and the trail route out of the backfield will beat man if you have time to throw it. Against zone, you pretty much just make a read and try to find where your crossing routes are open in the zone and check down to the running back if nothing's open. Or if you have one-on-one on the left side with a user catch option, go ahead and throw that. But that's a really good play. I think you could run once or twice a game. Because your opponent's going to catch on to like the offset alignment by the tight end, and they're going to start knowing what to expect. But the first time you run it, they won't know what to expect. So I think that's a very good play that you can come out in. They won't really know what to expect, so they'll probably call like a kind of vanilla defense, just kind of like not wanting to give up too big of a play, and you'll be able to kind of dictate what you want to do with that play. Their bunch week is decent. You've got the Ravens trail, which is a wide trail concept. The HB sweep is the run I would use. Verticals, I believe, PA post is a decent play. Pretty standard bunch week stuff. I don't really run bunch week very much, so I'm not going to go into depth because I don't really lab it up or anything. But those are some good plays that I think could work well. Snugs flip, I would not even run this formation because of tight doubles on. It's pretty much the same alignment except for you have a wide receiver instead of a tight end. But obviously the big thing with this formation is it doesn't have mesh cross, and that's pretty much probably one of the best plays in the playbook. So I would just run tight doubles on in every situation over snug slip. It's just superior in my opinion. Spread Y flex I would not really run. As I've said in past videos, I'm not really a fan of shotgun spread. If you wanted to run this, if you do like shotgun spread, I think PA deep outs could be a decent play. The quick base is a nice run. The Raven HB seam is kind of misleading. The unique kind of seam looking route out of the backfield by the running back is actually just a wheel route, kind of like a shallower wheel route, if you will. So it's not really that great. I ran it a few times and wasn't really impressed. You got curl flat, so you've got the angle route out the backfield. A lot of different formations in this playbook that you can have an angle route coming out the backfield to keep your opponent off guard. HB counter to mix in with the HB base as a nice little run left, run right concept. So your opponent won't really know which way you want to run the ball. But overall, I think it's a decent formation. Not one that I would run because I think this playbook has a lot better formations in it. Like I think the trips tight end, the tight doubles on, the split close, a lot of the single back stuff is just outclasses that so much that I wouldn't really ever run it. And then last but not least, the 5 wide Raven empty. You've got some decent plays, pretty much standard 5 wide stuff. Stick, wide receiver screen is very, very good. Smash is decent. I'd probably put the 2 receivers in smash that are the 2 outside receivers running hitch routes on square ends. Just hot route them to square end routes because they pretty much accomplish the same thing. They occupy the flat zone, so you can try to throw the corner if it's open, but not only do they occupy the flat, but they also give you a second window to read them when they're coming over the middle of the field, whereas if they're in a hitch route and there's a flat defender out there, you're pretty much screwed. They're just going to sit there and be guarded the entire play, whereas if they're in an in route, they'll be guarded at first, but then they'll come over the middle of the field and you can try to hit them. Verticals shake is a pretty good play. Ravens wheels, I kind of skipped over that play. That's a unique play. You've got like the stick and nod, or not the stick and nod, but the stick and slide route by the tight end where he kind of sits down and then goes over the middle of the field. You've got the double wheels on both sides, which this play would have been really good a couple years ago when wheel routes were OP, but now wheel routes have been toned down. You got the deep post, which is kind of sketchy to throw now, and then the square end by the left receiver. So it's a high risk play. A lot of deep routes. But you can run it if you need a big play or something and you feel comfortable running that play. Other good plays, Y corner I think is a good short yardage play with the double in routes and the corner route. You could pretty much always hit one of those in routes, pretty much no matter what coverage your opponent's playing, unless they user it, unless you've run it before and they know what's coming. Spacing is another really good short yardage play. I'll try to show you guys. Against man-to-man, it sucks because people are just going to sit in front of all the hitches and you can't really throw anything. But if you know your opponent doesn't play man and plays a lot of zone, this is a really good short yardage play that you can implement down by the goal line, or even just like third and short, second and short, whatever you feel comfortable running it, because it really spaces out zone plays, zone defenses, and pretty much just overloads the zone short to where they won't have enough zones underneath in order to cover everything. And you just kind of make a read right there. Saw the flat wasn't open. I mean, I only got 3 yards, but that's really all you're asking for with this play. Right there, once again, they didn't cover the flat. You kind of got an awkward turnaround by Steve Smith. I pretty much always look to the right first because you've got 3 hitches on that side opposed to 2 on the left. So you've got more spacing going on the right side of the field. Right there, that was actually thrown to RB, Marlon Brown, but Flacco made a terrible throw. Flacco is making some awful throws. Right there, you got Dennis Pitt over the middle of the field, 10 yards. Very good. Just make a read. Be careful not to get it jumped, because just like I was talking about earlier with Seattle at a single back bunch, if you throw a pick on that play, there's a high chance it's a pick six. But yeah, that's all the formations. I think this playbook is very good. It pretty much just became one of the most underrated playbooks in my opinion, just by looking at it. The under center is amazing. They've got some super good shotgun formations like tight doubles on and the trips tight end. I think you could definitely run this playbook online and have a lot of success, and you could definitely run it in MUT and have a lot of success. It's a very good playbook that I think nobody's really looking at, and I think it should be more popular, and I think if more people run it, people will start seeing how good it is. I think it kind of is overshadowed a little bit because of everybody wants to run the pistol this year. Everybody wants to run stuff like Denver or the spread with Philly and stuff like that. So not a lot of people are looking at the more standard playbooks with a lot of good single back and shotgun. More people want pistol or want the wide open like Philly kind of stuff. But I just think this playbook's been really overlooked. But I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope it helps you out if you run this playbook. If you don't run this playbook, I hope maybe it inspired you to run it, or maybe some of the concepts that I went over in this playbook can carry over to your playbook and make you a better player. So thanks for watching, guys, and until next time, I'll see you later. Have a great day.